Hello, and welcome to this Sage Intacct session on customizations without coding. This is exciting. I love to present this. So let's just dive right in. Let's say I want to add a custom field. So I'm going to go to the job screen. First of all, to show you what that looks like or what the job screen looks like. So I'm going to dive into a job. Just pick one. Now I'm going to go to my second tab, additional information. So right now I have two custom fields, container size and material needed, and I want to add a third one. Let's add a question. So first of all, let me go to my custom fields. Go ahead and I'm going to add a custom field. So first of all, you have to have the security rights to be able to add a custom field. So that's a little caveat here. But now I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is. So right now I'm clicking what place do I want that custom field to go to, okay? I am going to say I want it to go to my projects. And then I'm going to click next. What kind of data type field do I want? Do I want a checkbox? Do I want a multi-pick? Do I want somebody to enter something? I'm going to leave it at checkbox for simplicity's sake here. And now I'm choosing what I want that checkbox to say, okay? So I'm going to say, I want to ask a question. Do we need a site visit? Question mark. I'm going to leave it. I could say the default is checked. I'm going to say the default is unchecked. Do we site visit? Question mark. Next. This is how you could say it's required. I can hide it. I can activate, inactivate. And where do I want it to show? I'm going to say within projects, I want it to show on the additional informations tab, and I'm going to say done. So I have just created that do we need a site visit question. Let's go back in a job and let's find it. Go ahead and open back up to my job screen. I'm going to edit this first job, my PDX water park, and I'm going to come to the additional information tab. The second tab is where I put that question. And as you can see in the middle of the screen, we now have a checkbox. Do we need a site visit? And it is that easy. It's just a beautiful thing. To the right of that, here's that multi-select one. If I needed to have different items and click different items, I could have done that. That's an idea of the multi-select, but we just did this simple checkbox. But hey, you might have the need where I say simple, but you want this indicated on a given job, whatever the question might be. So this becomes a very powerful no coding needed type of checkbox. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to change the layout of an entry screen. Another great place to go. So let me go ahead and open up the invoice entry screen. So right now I'm in an accounts payable invoice entry or the bill screen. And here's where you would, pick your vendor. As you can see it, information defaulted, put your item number there. But what I really want to do is I want to show you in the grid, what I'm calling the grid. This is where how you're coding your invoice, your job, your cost code, your amount. But what if you wanted additional dimensions shown here? What if you really want to add your cost type? Or what if you wanted to add, I don't know, a description, memo field, something like that? How can we do that? Come up to the top upper right-hand corner, more actions, edit entries layout. So now what we have is we have the current view, and then right under that, you can see these additional dimensions. So I really want this cost type to be entered after my cost code. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to bring it where you see that gray line. I'm going to release it. Oops, I put it to the wrong place. There it is. So now my cost code, cost type, account amount, but maybe I actually really need the location as well. I have to know what, where to charge this to. So now I have location. Yep, that looks great. I'm going to go ahead and save my layout. So now when I come in here, I can enter job, cost code, cost type, location, and it's that easy. Now it's changed. So the next time I come in here, I know the exact dimensions that I'm going to need for this. So there's my second little uh, customization without coding. And the third one I'm going to do, let me go back. And now I want to go to my bills list. So let me click on that. So right now you have the view, I'm going to call it the view that came with the program. So how this is laid out: vendor name, bill number, date, amount, state, summary, etc. But notice up at the top of this column, and this is going to be on all of your list columns, you have the ability to create new views. So what you would do is, if you wanted this to look a specific way, say, I want to create a new view. So in this screen, you select the columns that are needed to be included in your view. Maybe I want the description, or maybe I want the due date. Whatever your parameters are, you would check those boxes or uncheck other ones that you don't care about. Maybe I don't care about the not for GL posting or system generated. And then you would click the next button. Now, select your column sequence. So when you go to that view, what is the order that you want this to be in? Maybe state's important. Maybe put that up at the top, or maybe date's probably very important. However you need to order this, you manipulate it by just clicking on these dots and moving it up and down. Then you click next. Here's where you could select filters. So if you wanted to make some parameters equal whatever, and you wanted to have specific filters, maybe you want a view that's made up of your top 2 vendors. So maybe you're saying, okay, I want the vendor ID to equal this vendor. And then I want the next line to say the vendor ID to equal that vendor, or whatever those might be. Click next. Here's where you can sort your results. And here's where you can put it a name, give your view a name, and deploy it. And it's that easy. So then what that would look like, if I get out of here, then when you come to your list and you say all, I'm going to look at Kathy's demo view. So this is where, however you named yours, you would come here, you would click on it, whether it said top 2 vendors or whatever. And now you have the layout that you specified with your view, and all of the columns that you determined were important, and the hierarchy, or however you determined that those be listed on here. That's what you would be seeing. And you're able to toggle. I mean, you're able to, the system's going to come back to Kathy's demo view when I come here, but I can determine, or toggle between the different views and then manage those views. So if you wanted to edit a view, create a new view, etc., you're able to do that with the managing your views. So hopefully you found some value in this, some exciting customization without coding. Intacct, very powerful to be able to do some of these things and not have to know technical code. So thank you for joining me, and have a great day.